Hello, welcome to Digital Stream tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to be talking about the do while loop in PHP. Remember, the while loop, what it does first, it checks if this condition is true, then it runs this code until this condition is met. But the do while loop is actually completely a bit different from the while loop. Why? Because the do while loop will actually run this code first before checking if this condition is true. So we use the do while loop by simply, let me just wipe this up. I want to say do this. I want to say echo. So that is the key for the do while loop. We use the do for as the key for the do while loop. So I want to say do echo your number is space, and then I want to concatenate number, which is x. Then I want to concatenate a break, HTML break, so that we can actually run, you can actually continue on the next line. Alright, so first of all, the do while loop, what it's actually going to do is first of all going to run this code. Why? Because x has been defined here, so x is going to be run once, and then it's now going to check for the condition. So the condition will now be y dollar sign x is less than or equals to 10. Okay, let's 11. Okay, so up here also increase x, so x plus plus x plus plus. Alright, let me also close this. Alright, so in our while loop, okay, let me just change this up here so you can actually read across the line. So also, so the do while loop will execute the code once, even when the condition is false. So what will actually happen is x has been defined up here. So the do while loop will first of all run this x once and then increase it by 1 even when this condition is false. So let's say, for example, if x was equals to 1, it means x will still run whether the condition is true or false. Else will actually be executed at least once, which is exactly what we'll have here. Then he will now check for this condition and say, okay, x has to be equal to 11. Alright, so let's save this and then go back to our code. I think I'm having an error message over here. So do okay, I've seen where it's actually coming from. There is an error here because this closing tag was supposed to be right here. It's supposed to be right here. Okay, so we are correct. Okay, alright, sorry. Okay, so what is actually happening now is do this, run this code at least once. Why? Before checking for this condition. So on the other end, on the other way around, the while loop will actually check for this condition before running this code. But for the do while loop will first of all do this before checking for the condition. So let's go back to our browser and then refresh. So what happens is, first of all, your x is actually going to run once, which is this, and then increase by 1 again, and then now check for the condition. The condition is x has to be less than or equal to 11. So x is now going to run till it gets to 11. So that's exactly what the do while loop actually does, which is completely opposite what the does. So the next loop we are going to be talking about is the for loop. I think the for loop is the most commonly used loop in PHP. So let me just wipe this up, and then let's talk about the for loop. So uh, the for loop does not really require this, as long as you know what x actually is. You want to say use the keyword for, and then brackets. So you want to say right here everything can be defined right inside the for loop. So I want to say for $x is equals to 1, and then semicolon, space, and then we say $x. This will now be the condition. So x is less than or equal to 5, and then semicolon again, space, and then x plus plus. So we'll now say $x plus plus. So this is most commonly used because everything is done inside here. So you are not saying x is equal to 1. Okay, you can actually say x equals to 0. You can. I think I've been using one or two program, so I just want to change this time. So x is equal to 0. Say x has to be less than, or we can also use 8 or 9. So x, the condition is that x has to be less than or equal to 9. So what x plus plus is going to be doing is it's going to increase x until x gets to 9. So this is the condition that we are going to be running. So this block of code is going to be executed until x equals to 9. So I want to say echo your number is, and then I want to concatenate x, $x. Alright, so let's run this on our browser. First of all, let me explain this one more time. So they do while the for each loop. So let me just write this. The for loop runs or executes the code as long as the condition is true. Alright, so as long as this condition is true, this code is going to keep executing. Alright, so let's just save this and then refresh. Alright, let me add a break to it so you can actually run on the next line. Concatenate break. Alright, so let me save and then head back to my browser, then refresh. Alright, so your number is 0, your number is 1, number 2, number 10, number 2, it gets to your number 8. So that's exactly what the for loop does for us. So it's very very simple. Is, as I said earlier, is most commonly used in PHP. So you can actually use a for loop to actually loop through anything as long as you know what your x is, or what the first number actually is. You can give it a condition, and then you can give it increments by 1 until it meets this condition. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial, for sticking around. Please ensure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next PHP tutorial.